Welcome back to another installment of Bourbon and Travel. And in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the Torrey Capitol Reef area of Utah. Now, we're not quite to the Grand Circle area of Utah just yet, but this part of our vacation was kind of a surprise hit. So we had been in the area of Torrey and Capitol Reef before, but we'd never stayed there, and certainly never stayed at the Broken Spur. And never stayed in a stagecoach. So it turned out to be kind of one of our favorite parts of the trip. So this one is going to pair with some 1792 full proof, which is a little ironic because the town of Torrey was not settled until the 1880s. But I did really enjoy sipping on this particular bottle when we were at the Broken Spur around the fire pit, chatting with a couple we had met. It was and beautiful scenery in the background. So definitely pairs well with this episode. So hope you enjoy it. And here's a little bit about Capitol Reef National Park in Torrey, Utah. Capitol Reef National Park was established in 1971 to preserve 241,000 acres of desert landscape. The park is approximately 6 miles wide and 60 miles long. The area was named for a line of white domes and cliffs of Navajo sandstone, each of which looks somewhat like the United States Capitol building. Native Americans lived near the Fremont River in the northern part of Capitol Reef around the year 1000. They irrigated crops of maize and squash and stored their grains in stone granaries until about the 13th century, when all of the Native American cultures in the area underwent sudden change, likely due to a long drought. The Fremont settlements and fields were abandoned. Many years after the Fremont inhabitants left, the Paiutes moved into the area. These inhabitants named the Fremont granaries Moki huts, and they thought that they were the home of a race of tiny people, or Moki. The culture of the various native inhabitants can still be seen in petroglyphs and artifacts in the area. Following the American Civil War, officials of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake City sought to establish missionaries in the remote parts of the Intermountain West. In 1866, a quasi-military expedition of Mormons in pursuit of natives penetrated the high valleys to the west, and in the 1870s, settlers moved into these valleys, eventually establishing Torrey. Using many of the irrigation canals first developed by the ancient Native Americans, the Latter-day Saints pioneers planted thousands of fruit trees in the fertile Fremont River Valley. From the 1880s all the way to the 1960s, these trees provided fruit and income to the families who called Fruita their home. Apples, apricots, cherries, peaches, pears, plums dotted each family's orchard. Today, the orchards are preserved and protected as a part of the Fruita Rural Historic Landscape, listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The orchard contains approximately 1,900 trees and is overseen by the National Parks Department. The Gifford House is a surviving homestead of the pioneer days and is now a museum and gift shop that sells homemade pies and ice cream. The town of Torrey, Utah has a population of around 300 people and is known as the gateway to Capitol Reef National Park. There are a few motels, gift shops, and general stores, and even a decent coffee shop. The community is a dark sky community, so stargazing is a must when visiting Torrey. The Broken Spur is probably the largest lodging option in Torrey. It has standard motel rooms, but also offers a glamping option of stagecoach accommodations. It does have a nice view though. The stagecoaches have AC, a mini fridge, microwave, bunk beds, and a king-size bed. Each stagecoach also has a private bathroom located in a common bathhouse. For anyone who has ever played Oregon Trail, you have to wonder what the settlers were actually complaining about. There is a large indoor swimming pool and hot tub. There's also a playground for kids. And there are community fire pits for each group of stagecoaches. I was fortunate enough to have a conversation with a nice couple from Salt Lake City while sipping bourbon by the fire pits. There is a restaurant on site, and they will serve a free breakfast buffet to all guests. It was the best hotel breakfast we had on the trip. We were hoping to eat supper at the Capital Burger food truck. I had heard some really good things online, but they were not open the evening we were there. Instead, we ate at Slacker Burger in Torrey. It was really good. I had a pastrami burger, which could have used a little more pastrami, but the food was great, local dive quality food. Torrey is probably most famous for being the starting point of Scenic Highway 12. This is maybe the best road I've ever driven, even better than the Beartooth Highway, which is one of my all-time favorites, going into the northeast entrance into Yellowstone. But the Scenic Highway 12 is the subject of our next video. It's good stuff. That'll about do it for this segment of Bourbon and Travel, the third installment of our Grand Circle vacation. We really enjoyed this area, and I hope it inspired you to take a look at it for your next vacation as well. If you've been there before and we missed anything, be sure to put something in the comments, and we'll see you as we finally get to the first stop in what would have been the Grand Circle Tour. So thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed. Safe travels. Cheers.